New trend. The current Japanese trend is a 3-point. One is SMEs, inclusive. Not only the Toyota or the Canon or the SoftBank, big companies, or the Tokyo Mitsubishi Nikkei, you know, but also Japanese local companies, Japanese regional business, like together with Kasikon, trying to be in Asia. This is a very new advancement in last 8 years. And second is more, how can I say, the strategical alliance with Asian companies as a partners. Like, let's think about Itochu. They are the global trading companies, but now the top shareholder of Itochu is Thailand company, CP Corporation. And they do this because of the day together, the CP and the Itochu try to invest into China more deeply, CITIC. So therefore, this kind of the strategic new alliance is emerging.
And that's very different because in the past, I remember the Japanese company would control, they would have only Japanese staff as managers, it would only control everything from headquarters, and so it's a new development.
Yes, and the third point is, as we discussed today, is the innovation, digital, this kind of things. This new innovation, IoT, AI, everything, everyone can understand. No single company, no single nationality companies, no, how can I say, cannot create good business, cannot be in a productivity, cannot be in a competitive. For example, that all Japanese IoT business seems very odd. So all Thailand IoT business seems very odd. Inherently, the open alliance, open innovation is necessary from these days, for these days. So therefore, the Japanese companies changed their mindset to like that. This is the third one. Thank you.
Blue ocean, gives you a lot of opportunity. That's why we are as diversified as we are, and that there's opportunities in markets where there is no one. And at the times when you go in, or when we went into Cambodia, everyone thought we were nuts. Maybe I was younger and dumber at that time, but reality is no one else is there. We took fast food, modern convenience food in. We're market leaders, so you can become a big fish in a small pond, or big fish in what becomes a big pond.
From our perspective, when we do an acquisition, we look at it from an entire package. So it's not just we're buying the business, the customer, the market share, or the facility. We're actually looking at the entire business itself, which inevitably includes a very critical part of that, which would be the people. So we actually look very closely at the management team that is part of the business and whether they can actually operate under the same corporate values that we aspire for. And if we have an alignment on the corporate values that aligns well with the personal values of the management team, then I see that there's a winning formula there that we can actually operate, and regardless of whether it's under a Philippine company and it's a Singaporean that's working under that condition, there's an alignment and there's no issue as far as how we operate. So we look at it from that point. Now, as a general rule, you don't, for us, we don't look at businesses so that we would be able to acquire other facets of it, but we look at the business as an ongoing entity run by the local itself. So now the next question is, do we then employ foreign expats in different parts of the world? Yes, we do. And we rotate them for the simple reason that it's going to be difficult to have a global perspective for your executives if they never had the chance to actually manage a global team and to understand the culture. So for us, it's more a matter of whether because we're trying to expand based on geographical reach, or we're trying to take over some level of technology or develop it on an organic basis in a certain region where they have a lot more talent and resources that we have to take on. So those are the second decisions. Is there any particular leaning to whether we would prefer a mergers or acquisition or a joint venture or a greenfield? Not really. It's just where the business will take us and how it will actually bring synergy and equitable value to the shareholders.